In the shadows of bustling cities and quiet suburbs alike, a silent epidemic thrives. It's not a disease you can see, but its symptoms are everywhere. In the worried faces of parents juggling multiple jobs, in the empty refrigerators of families barely scraping by, and in the dreams deferred by countless individuals. We're talking about poverty, but not just any poverty. We're delving into the habits that keep people trapped in a cycle of financial struggle, habits that the rich have long since abandoned. Meet Sarah, a single mother who wakes each morning to the harsh buzz of her alarm clock. It's not just a signal to start her day, it's a reminder that time is both her ally and her enemy. As she scrambles to get her children ready for school, her mind whirls with anxiety, punctuated by the gnawing dread of unpaid bills. The weight of her financial situation compresses each decision she makes. Should she buy groceries this week or fix the leaky faucet? These aren't just choices, they're tidal waves, threatening to pull her deeper into the quicksand of scarcity. But Sarah isn't alone. Millions like her face these impossible decisions daily. It's a vicious cycle where immediate needs overshadow long-term aspirations. And here's the kicker. This isn't simply a matter of willpower, it's behavioral economics at play, grounded in something called present bias. As we peel back the layers of this financial struggle, we'll uncover 7 habits that keep people like Sarah trapped in poverty, habits that the rich have learned to avoid. These aren't just financial missteps. They're psychological traps that warp the lens through which people view their world. But there's hope. In this journey, we'll not only expose these harmful habits, but also illuminate the path to breaking free. Because it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. And everyone, regardless of their current circumstances, deserves that chance. So buckle up. This isn't just a story about money. It's about mindset, choices, and the power to change your financial destiny. Are you ready to see the world through a new lens? To challenge what you thought you knew about poverty and wealth? Let's begin. As we delve deeper into the world of financial struggles, let's shine a light on the first of these 7 habits that trap people in poverty. The cycle of short-term thinking. Imagine a child, wide-eyed yet weary, navigating through a world designed to shut them out. This child lives in a low-income household, surrounded by barriers that most of us could hardly fathom. Barriers not just made of bricks and mortar, but of opportunities imperceptibly withheld. The Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco revealed a startling truth. Children in such households often lack access to quality education and healthcare. How can we expect them to thrive when the very foundation of their future remains cracked and crumbling? But it doesn't stop there. The cycle is a vicious loop, entangling families like a relentless storm. Poor dietary options and sedentary lifestyles, often the only choice in food desserts, create a cascade of health issues. Stress-related ailments cripple productivity, leaving families to wrestle with fatigue while desperately seeking a way out. Picture a mother juggling multiple jobs but unable to find the strength to cook a nourishing meal, her children fading into a world of lethargy and disappointment. According to the National Center for Children in Poverty, financial struggles not only drain pockets but also wreak havoc on health. It's a heartbreakingly common story, one that fills us with sorrow, frustration, and yes, anger. This short-term thinking isn't a choice, it's a survival mechanism. When every day is a battle to keep the lights on and food on the table, how can one possibly plan for the future? The rich, on the other hand, have the luxury of long-term planning. They invest in their health, their education, and their future, creating a stark contrast that only widens the wealth gap. But within this chaos lies a flicker of hope. Breaking this cycle demands courage and intentionality, deliberate choices that can redefine destinies. Financial literacy becomes a key, unlocking doors previously barred by ignorance. Establishing regular savings habits and pursuing continuous education transform lives, opening up pathways that once seemed unreachable. Now let's turn our attention to another habit that keeps the poor trapped in a cycle of financial struggle: the mindset of scarcity and its impact on decision-making. In the dim light of a cramped college dormitory, a young Ramit Sethi stared blankly at a crumpled receipt, filled with regret and confusion. It wasn't just the number at the bottom that gnawed at him. It was the realization that this pattern of mindless spending would tether him to a future he dreaded. He was surrounded by friends who didn't bat an eye at their financial decisions, But for him, every impulsive purchase felt like a weight, dragging him further into a pit he feared he might never escape. But something stirred within him, a flicker of defiance against his circumstances. He began to question the narrative he had accepted. Was the price tag the only number that mattered? What if understanding value could shift his reality? This awakening ignited a fire, turning frustration into curiosity. As he devoured books and sought wisdom from mentors, each page unfolded a vision of a different life, one that wasn't dictated by a paycheck or debt. With every passing day, he immersed himself in personal finance, asking questions that shattered the complacency around him. Why was there no education on financial literacy in schools? Why did so many accept financial struggles as their fate? These revelations filled him with rage, but also with purpose. With every ounce of newfound knowledge, Rummet reshaped his money mindset. He transformed from a hesitant spender to a strategic investor, understanding that wealth wasn't simply about accumulating riches, it was about making informed decisions. His actions weren't impulsive, they were calculated, driven by a desire to empower himself and others. This transformation illustrates a crucial difference between the rich and the poor. While those trapped in poverty often make decisions based on immediate needs and scarcity, the wealthy cultivate a mindset of abundance and long-term planning. They understand that true financial freedom comes not from extravagant purchases, but from informed decisions that reflect one's true priorities. As we've journeyed through these habits that trap people in poverty, we've seen how the mindset of scarcity, short-term thinking, and lack of financial literacy can create a seemingly unbreakable cycle. But remember, these are habits, and habits can be changed. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, once a single mother relying on welfare checks, battling depression and rejection. In the dim light of a cafe, she sat hunched over a stack of crumpled papers, with her baby girl resting beside her in a stroller. Behind her warm smile lay a heart riddled with despair and exhaustion. Yet fueled by the flickering light of hope, her unwavering belief in her writing became a sanctuary from the clutches of her reality. From those seemingly insignificant moments, scribbling away between sips of cold coffee, emerged a story that would later enchant millions. Her journey from the shadowed corners of despair to the towering heights of triumph serves as a powerful reminder that wealth is not merely a matter of dollars and cents. It is about cultivating a mindset that transforms obstacles into opportunities. The truth is stark and undeniable. The rich avoid the habits that entrap the poor. But this isn't about pointing fingers or assigning blame. It's about recognizing that change is possible, that financial freedom is within reach for anyone willing to challenge their mindset and habits. So as we conclude, ask yourself, what stories are you telling yourself about money? Are they rooted in fear or filled with the potential for growth? Your breakthrough starts with understanding, not just the dollars that leave your wallet, but the value you create in your life. Remember, it's not about where you start, but where you're determined to go. The habits of the poor may be powerful, but your potential to overcome them is even stronger. It's time to rewrite your financial story. The pen is in your hand. What will you write?